you know. He doesn't? You guys want to give it a shot?
Yeah, he wants to give it a shot.
All right, cool. So two very easy multiple choice, and they have to do with the orientation of water. So, what's up, man?
How's it going?
You want to give it a shot?
Yeah,
They have two very easy multiple choice.
Yeah,
they have to do with the orientation of water. So when we have air and water in a bottle like this and it's at rest, the water will always fill the bottom and push the air to the top,
Yes.
regardless of the orientation of the bottle. You know,
It's always going to go up.
the air is always going to get pushed up
Yeah.
by the water, right? That's obvious. So since we understand that fact about water, right? Which one of these two? I painted the water blue with food coloring just to make it easier to see. But which one of these two is not in the correct orientation? Which one of these two is not in the correct orientation?
It's not in the correct orange. And is this orange thing a sponge?
It's a plastic orange. It's
Oh,
plastic.
it's an orange.
Yeah, it's an orange, but it's a toy orange.
A toy. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
toy orange. Okay, which one of these is not in the correct orientation? And the blue is the water.
Blue is the water.
Okay.
I use blue. Okay. Okay. Would you agree with him? He says number two.
I feel like it's a trick question. Can I look at it for
No,
like a
no,
millisecond?
it's not a trick question. It's pretty easy.
It's
really
not.
easy.
Okay, yeah,
number
I'd
two?
agree with him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why would you guys say number two?
Because if it's the correct orientation where you usually hold a water bottle, like so, how you're holding it here, then the water would go to the bottom just like
Exactly.
this one, and the air to the
So
top.
what's the correct orientation? Would you say?
Like if let's say
this one.
if you're holding it like this.
So the correct orientation will be like this.
Yes.
So I took the bottle, I took a picture of the bottle like that.
Yes, that's what I would
You got it.
assume.
Yeah, you got it.
I think it would have to be this one, no?
Do you think this one's not in the correct
Oh,
orientation?
no, this is the correct
Yeah,
orientation.
there you go.
Yeah, no, but this one's the incorrect.
Incorrect. Yeah, right. Why would you say this one's incorrect?
Well, I mean, it's like this. If you're holding it like this, the water bottle
Yeah.
goes like this.
Yeah.
But then, like this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got it. So I took it like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you got it. Pretty easy, right? Pretty simple stuff.
Yeah, simple.
Yeah, another the next one's even easier. But another thing about water is, again, regardless of the orientation of the bottle, it always finds its level. Water
Yes.
always collapses and forms a level surface. What could be another word for level?
I guess level playing field, something that's straight, almost
Straight,
like,
that's a good
yeah, straight angle, right? 180 degrees.
I would say horizontal.
Horizontal too, yeah.
Will be the one-word definition.
Yeah, horizontal hamburger. Yeah, it's all just different deviations of horizontal.
Sure, but
yeah.
again, if you have a straight line that's in a slope, it's not level. It has to be a horizontal straight line. That's what level is.
Yeah, but 180 degrees is straight. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So since you understand that fact about water as well, that it always finds its level. Which one of these two represents level as we know it? A or B? When we're looking at water.
I mean, it has to be this one. Oh,
yeah, it's obvious, right? So
Yes.
which one of these two is correct when it comes to water level?
All right, I would assume this one.
A. Would you agree? Yeah, that's the obvious one, yeah. So the real reason I do this is because over 95% of the population, including myself and maybe you guys, have been tricked to believing this is what level means, even though we know it's this one. And water shows us that, you want to know how we were tricked?
Yeah. No,
Yeah?
I'd love
So
to know
do you
how
guys believe the earth is a ball?
No, it's flat.
Oh, so okay. I wouldn't say it's flat because I would say, flat
A
is kind of
slight curve,
I would
maybe.
no. I would
But
say
on a
it's
flat plane.
It's level.
Okay.
Level.
Yeah.
So have you guys ever heard of the term sea level? Yeah, level meaning horizontal. Real reason I do this is because over 95% of the population, including myself and maybe you, have been tricked to believing this is what level means, even though we know it's this, and water shows us that. You want to know how we were tricked?
Say that more time.
You want to know how we were tricked to believing this is? Do you believe the Earth is a ball?
I feel like everybody just kind of talks about that, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in NASA in specific, they claim to have satellites orbiting the Earth.
Okay.
So they need to know the radius of orbit if they're supposedly, going around the Earth. So they do tell us the radius is 3,159 miles.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you're familiar with pi, with the pi formula.
Yeah, 3.14.
Exactly. So using pi and multiplying it times the diameter, we get the circumference.
Okay.
So based on the circumference that they're telling us, there has to be curvature every mile. So in the first mile, there's an 8-inch drop. Second mile, 32 inches. And by the third mile, it should be 6 feet of curvature.
Yes.
Because they're claiming it's a curve, not a slope. So it has to
Yes.
increase every mile. So if we went out to a giant lake that was miles across to physically measure for this curvature, the water is going to show us that it's going to be parallel to anything horizontal above it. But they're trying to tell us that the surface of water is bending 6 feet in 3 miles and 66 feet in 10 miles.
Okay.
So this will be the #1 experiment to debunk the globe, a physical measurement of Earth. Water.
Oh, so it's like a flat Earth debunking.
Flat Earth, yeah. I try to stay away from that word because it's kind of like a triggered word nowadays. It's being weaponized to just ridicule this whole subject. But you don't believe
Really quickly.
Yeah.
So you don't believe in flat Earth?
No.
Wait. So you believe the Earth's round?
No. It's a level plane. And I'm going to tell you the difference between flat and level.
Yeah.
So flat, usually most flat earthers right now, they're falling into another psyop because they believe the Earth is motionless.
And then, because I have a buddy that I talk about this with.
Okay.
Patterson.
There you go.
You know him.
There you go.
Can I film you? Is that cool?
You can film me. I'm going to give you my flyer at the end anyway.
I'll actually FaceTime him because he's at lunch
check
right
this
now.
out.
Just because I think he'd like this conversation.
Oh yeah, he probably would.
Yeah.
I'm recording it as well, so you could check out the channel as well.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, you don't even have to record yourself.
Okay,
I'll
just let me know the link. I'm gonna send it to him.
I'm actually live right now as well.
Hey, shout out to you, Pat.
Yeah. So since you don't believe in the ball Earth, if I was to ask you, what's the number one proof that makes you believe that the Earth is a ball?
I really don't believe it either.
Okay, so you're in the middle. Okay, I'm glad that.
Flat Earth
there we go.
is flat.
So the reason why I stay away from flat Earth, as you all already know, flat Earth is a term that's been weaponized in the mainstream.
That's facts.
So again, and I'm gonna tell you the difference between level and flat. Flat basically means that it's motionless. That's what most flat earthers claim, which I think they're completely wrong because the Earth actually has constant motion. And when you release an object, you know how the theory of gravity says this accelerates down towards the Earth. The opposite is this. When you release this, it's not the object that goes towards the ground; it's the ground that comes towards the object. So this just decelerates when you release it. So a lot of flat earthers, again, will claim the Earth is motionless, but they don't have an explanation for why things fall. So they just say, oh, it's just the way it is. And in other words, they defy they go against physics. You know, they're physics deniers because the laws of motion prove that there's no acceleration down. You want to know how? Do we know that? And every cell phone, for example, if you have a cell phone, it has an accelerometer. That's how we could tell when you're in landscape or portrait, right?
Correct.
Turn it based on the accelerometer. So what this accelerometer does, you could download an app and basically detects acceleration. So if you have a phone like this and you accelerate it this way, it detects. If you accelerate it this way, it detects. If you accelerate it down, it detects. It detects any acceleration, right?
Yes.
When you release it in free fall, guess what? It detects nothing. So it doesn't detect acceleration. So basically that's one of the proofs that debunks that there's a force accelerating objects down, but there's a few others as well.
Okay.
You know, if I was to ask you respectfully, what's the number one proof that makes you believe that the Earth is small?
Well, I mean, it's this, right? So it has to do with the books, right? The history and science, right? I think science globally, the majority of everybody says the Earth is round, correct? And the studies they conduct, I mean, I'm no scientist, right? I'm an economist, right? So I study about the economy. So this I've watched YouTube videos about. I haven't watched it in a while, so I can't give you the exact answers because I haven't seen like the Spark News, right? About everything going on. But I feel as if, you know, if we're able to create fully electric cars, if we're able to have all this technology, something as simple as this that, you know, we've been studying since philosopher times, right? With sundials, we study the sun, the globe, and everything. We'd be able to, in today's world, be able to almost in a way have some science to back it up, which is why it's in history books. I mean, we have astronauts nowadays, we have airplanes, even so the moon landing's fake, but it's like, we're already in the sky. How really hard is it to get a thruster up into the sky even more, and then look at the bird's eye view of the Earth and the globe, right?
Okay, so...
it, like physics, right? You see it spinning around, it's like, I feel like if it were any different, if we were out in the Earth and everything was really flat, why would it be a sphere in the first place, right?
Can I ask you this? Do you believe all the photographs that they're showing us from outer space of the Earth as a ball, do you believe those are real photographs?
Yeah, because I have a friend that works at NASA.
What if I was to tell you that NASA in their own website admit that they're all composites? In other words, they're CGI.
Well, I mean, I feel like there's a certain level of CGI they have to use to actually render the photos to make them look better, correct? It's like with a camera, it's like you're never ever going to get, at least in space, that high resolution photo. It's like when they have a telescope saying like, oh, this is a real photo from the Milky Way or this or that. There's no camera that can actually do that. You'd only see a blur. So it's left for the human eye to see that.
You're familiar with buoyancy, right? How air bubbles rise through water and helium balloons rise, right?
Yes.
So that's an effect of pressure, meaning there's a pressure gradient that we have, and the only way to have a pressure gradient is for the container to be in motion. So like, have you ever seen a helium balloon in a car? When you accelerate it, a helium balloon gets pushed to the front.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's a pressure gradient that you create in the car that air pushes on the helium. Again, so the Earth is pressing on the air, and the air is pressing on the helium. So
Okay.
that's why heliums rise, because there's a pressure coming from below. So gravity is a pushing force. Pushing force is not a pulling force.
Okay.
Pulling forces don't exist.
Hey, I like that. I
Yeah,
like that. How old are you?
I'm
You
32.
don't mind me asking.
32,
For
yeah.
you, yeah, you're very knowledgeable on the subject.
No,
I
I've been in, I came across this in 2016,
Okay.
and it's been censored since day one, believe it or not.
Wow.
So
YouTube's
in my
giving you
opinion,
strikes or
yeah.
Wow.
No, they haven't. But
Okay.
I've been only doing this for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been controlled from day one, as in like is slowly starting to release this information.
Yeah.
And I could clearly see that there's a lot of misinformation, even from flat earthers. Again, claiming the earth is motionless is one of the biggest lies, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Because they have to utilize like the same force like gravity, for example, something imaginary in the air that accelerates objects down without any effects of motion. You know what I'm saying?
I get you. Yeah,
Yeah.
like you said, they try to weaponize it, and there's a lot of misinformation put into flat Earth to delegitimize it.
Exactly.
But,
So somebody genuine coming across it, they're gonna hear ridiculous claims like
turned
motionless
off.
Earth and stuff, and get turned off.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Hey, you know what's up. Hey,
No, you know what's
like
up.
I said, my boy Pat's gonna love this. I just scanned the barcode.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
my
it'll
channel
pull up
right
your
there.
YouTube
Yeah,
channel, and
definitely.
just so I'll be on it.
Exactly.
All right,
And
I'm
then
gonna let him
inside,
know.
yeah, the 6 main proofs that debunk the globe. So you could give that a read.
Okay, yeah,
And
I'm gonna
then-
give this to him
yeah,
too. He'll
definitely.
probably hit you up.
Take
even.
care, man.
Probably me too. Hey,
Yeah,
what
thanks
was
for the
your
chat.
name?
William.
William Bronson. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys. Yeah, take care.
Hey, have a great day,
You
sir.
too, man. All right.
And yeah, great job too, like getting people in. Because if you just had a sign that said flat Earth,
They'll just
they
ridicule and walk
walk
by.
But
Exactly.
hey, you kind of do like a very.
You have to be
vague-
Socratic about it.
Yeah, smart. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, take care. All right?
Yeah, man. You too, man.
But say you're, watching a footage from Red Bull when they're going up to the sky. That's live footage from a GoPro, actually. of
Can
them
I show
going
you
to the
that
sky.
footage?
Yeah, yeah,
20
you can-
seconds.
Yeah,
and I'll
yeah.
show you how they use the GoPro. Are you familiar with the GoPro, how it curves horizontal lines?
Yes.
So they use the GoPro, and I'm going to show you how the curvature goes convex and
So-
concave. It curves
So,
up.
so you're saying the fisheye lens is what's causing
Exactly.
it to have that effect?
Here, let me show you. 20 seconds. I actually edited it down for this very purpose.
Okay.
And you could see, I slowed it down where it goes concave and convex. So here it is. Look at that. It's curved right there, right? But look how it's going to switch the light. So it's just a camera effect. Look at that. It's curving up right there, and then it starts to curve down. So they're just using a GoPro. They went really, really, really high with a GoPro, and that's it. I mean,
but then how is it possible for me to take a plane ride all the way around the world?
if you take a plane ride and use a standard camera, usually this is what the horizon actually looks like without a GoPro.
But I feel like if the Earth is flat, I mean...
Well, I wouldn't say it's flat either. I say
Okay.
it's level, because there's a psyop right now going on with flat earthers that flat earthers don't even realize. A lot of flat earthers believe the Earth is motionless, so they say it's flat and motionless, but that's retarded, because the Earth is a level plane, and because the Earth has orientation, and in order for something to have orientation, there needs to be some kind of motion. So the Earth is a level plane because it's in motion. So water's level relative to the vertical, which is the motion of the Earth.
Okay.
So again, the Earth is not flat in motion. You know what I'm saying? It's a level plane that's in constant motion. And
I see.
and that's what we get. And that's why objects appear to fall. It's only an appearance because it's not the object that's going towards the Earth. It's the Earth that's coming towards the object. So objects don't accelerate now. I don't know if have you ever heard of Einstein's theory of relativity?
A little bit, yeah.
He acknowledges that fact. That's why he had to come up with his theory to debunk Newton's mass attracting mass, because the laws of motion proves that objects don't accelerate down. So he had to come up with this mind-bending explanation of the warping and bending of space-time, by the way. Nobody understands it. It's just a word-salad explanation to acknowledge that fact that objects don't accelerate down by a force.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're claiming that gravity is not a force anymore. It's the bending and warping of space-time, and that's why things fall.
Yeah.
It's retarded, basically. no, I'm not trying to offend anyone,
No,
but it's
no,
just
no, no.
I've gone through it. I try to understand it, and I go with physics, basically, and what physics shows it. So,
Yeah, I
not
mean,
theories. You know?
Yeah, I think there's a certain level though. I mean, it's in space. I know you're talking about the GoPro. It's naturally a fisheye lens, right? But it's so you're saying the whole Earth is level, but
It's
then
a
at the
level
same
plane.
time
It's in motion as well.
it's in motion.
Yeah, that's what gravity is. Gravity is a pushing force. It's not a pulling force. I don't know if you knew, pulling forces don't exist. The only way to have motion is for something to press on something else. So how an engine works, how the pistons get, the gas expands to push on the piston, and then the piston eventually transfers the motion to the wheels.
Yes,
that's
in the
how
car.
physics works. Something has to push something else to cause any motion.
I
So
see.
when you release an object, there's nothing that's pushing it down. That's the thing. It's the Earth that's pushing up against us, and that's why it appears to go down, because it's the Earth that comes up to it.
So you're saying that we don't get pulled down.
Exactly.
The Earth comes back to us.
Exactly.
But then,
and I don't know if you knew, all the effects of motion are only present when in contact with the Earth, like orientation. You know, I don't know if you knew when, have you heard of zero-G flights, zero-G parabolic flights?
Yeah.
Right? When people experience zero gravity, right?
Mm.
That's when you're in free fall, because again, you're a free body, meaning free from any force. So when people are in free fall and they turn upside down, their blood doesn't rush to their head. In other words, they don't have a sense of orientation because they're not in motion anymore.
That's crazy.
It's only when you're in contact with the Earth, then we have direction.
I see.
And that's why our blood rushes down to our feet, and when you're upside down, it rushes to your head.
All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. I actually have to get going right now.
Yeah, let me give you my card.
Yeah,
and again, these are the 6 main proofs that debunk the globe. All physics. And yeah, check it out.
Cool, thank you so
Take care,
much.
man.